After they sworn Tinubu in, he's the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The judge, the lawyers, the court is under Tinubu. They can adjourn the case, do the hearing, do everything, and adjourn the rest to 2028.
Welcome once again to this channel. Now, there is still going to be pressure mounted on the swearing in inauguration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Presently, is still the president-elect until further notice. But as you heard at the beginning of the video, Bola Ahmed Tinubu will be on top of his matter. What does that mean? It means that there is no whirlwind, no tsunami that will shake him or push him out. This is very serious, very important. Why am I saying this? You are going to hear more. But before then, like, share this video, subscribe to this channel if you are new here. You see, a lot of people do not understand the structure, the system in Nigeria, the type of government that we run in Nigeria. It is called a presidential system. And when I say presidential system, I am not referring to that of the United States. I'm talking of an autocratic system where the president decides what people will eat in the morning, if they will go starving in the afternoon and in the night. All power belongs to the president. That is what we run. It's the same thing like Mexico. The president can decide to be lawless. The president can decide to strip a sitting senator of security and thereby open him or ridicule him. The president can decide to shut and disobey the court order. The president can do and undo. This is autocratic, not democratic. This is what the prophet, respected Tibetan, is trying to say. Meaning, no matter how you go to the court, you can never win a sitting president. Now, I'm sure that there are people who might want to hear more because there are some other seers, prophets, who claim that God spoke to them and they have said what is going to happen. But somehow it seems to a certain extent what Prophet Tibetan has been saying is by play coming to pass. Let us hear what he has to say more.
Do you remember to go to court after they sworn Tinubu in? He's the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria. The judge, the lawyers, the court is under Tinubu. They can adjourn the case, do the hearing, do everything, and adjourn the rest to 2028. Their case is still in court. And they can waylay them on the way to the court and get the portfolio of all their evidence and then go and throw it in Ogunpa River, or they throw it in the Kokata Bridge and throw it into the river. So automatically, I won't answer your question because they are still not happy. They have spent a lot of money on server, how to hijack the election. He's still doing them as a miracle because he's doing it. Atiku was the one that paid for all the election they did in Kenya, and that didn't work. He was so confident. That was the reason why he did not campaign to all the 36 states. You know, when he got to Abeokuta, they were stoning him. They don't want to see him. And later, they were giving people money. You remember they burned all Atiku cap in Imo State because they were waiting 10 million that he wanted to give to them. And he didn't give it to them. So automatically, they gathered all his cap and burned it. Do you remember that OBI has even all the computer people in Canada and everywhere in Australia, everybody. So when they start offloading the result, then they will doctor it. So when you now hear Labour 3 times, then you now hear APC 2 times, then you now hear PDP. But man proposed, God disposes. They won't go to court. If they go to court, they want to use that to save their face. But in the presence of what? Of their followers. Because when you look at the book of Isaiah 59, from verse 19 to the end, only ènìyàn búburú dàbí ìṣàn òkun tí kò lè nísinmi Happy CBB song. Titi. Ìdààmú máa fi dé. That you can read Psalm 57, 19 to 21.
I create the fruit of the lips.
Uh-huh.
Peace, peace to him that is far off, and to him that is near, said the Lord. And I will heal him. But the wicked are like the troubled sea, when it cannot rest, whose water cast up mire and death. There is no peace, said my God, to the wicked.
Then he said in the book of Psalm 2 again, from verse 1 to 5. Then he said in Psalm 109, from verse 6 to 10. Somebody to read.
Set thou a wicked man over him,
Uh-huh.
and let Satan stand at his right hand.
Uh-huh.
When he shall be judged,
Uh-huh.
let him be condemned.
Uh-huh.
Let his prayer become sin.
Uh-huh.
Let his day be few,
Yes.
and let another take his office.
Uh-huh.
Let his children be fatherless,
Uh-huh.
and his wife a widow.
If anybody want to attack this present government, let his children be fatherless. Let him be a widow. Let him be what? Be derailed on the way. Let his car capsize. Because we want peace. We need peace. We all our people that wanted to come back to Nigeria, because there are a lot of things they want to come and do. But for electricity, Atiku has stole the money. Obasanjo has stole the money. Do you remember what they told Obi? That Obi need to be very, very careful. Not to be what? Misled. I will give you the telephone where Obasanjo was phoning Charlie Boy and Donald Duke, when he was telling them what to do, how to put the youth on the road so that they can protest. And when they protest, he said they're going to kill some of them. Or he said if they kill them, international community will what? Will intervene. But your children are not there. And you are still taking retirement money from the federal government. But these people did not take anything. And you didn't have a foundation where you are buying GC form for people. When you retire, you want to come to the church again to be sharing money and to be a bishop. It's a lie. It's a lie. You cannot do that. And that's the life of an evil man. They never satisfy with the little they have. That is the blood of evil that is in his blood. And if they go to court, they just want to save their face. It is you. Then kilo be lost. Obi o so ngọngọ now. Ṣé bá àwọn youth ló ló fẹ́ràn lọ́wọ́? Àwọn youth ló ló fẹ́ràn. Ṣé wọ́n rọ youth ló ń pariwo? There is no structure. Wọ́n sọ síbí now, there is no structure. It's just warming up. Even Jeremiah, when you look at Jeremiah 17, ó ní ó sàbà lórí ẹyin tí kò yé. He's not the owner of the party. They drove him from PDP, he ran to the place and pushed that party. You know, there are a lot of parties that are in Nigeria that's not useful, which they registered. You can pick anyone up at any time. I'll be telling people lies that you are coming to do this or that.
The highly respected seer called the Nostradamus of our time went further to talk about the financial leak of Peter Obi, where certain documents were put out in public. And you know, whenever an individual goes to hide money under some very unanimous structure, you should know that the person is simply, as ABC, hiding something. That is just what it is. We cannot fool ourselves. People have said that Peter Obi is not a saint. He's not Saint Peter. No. And they said Tinubu is not a saint. But they felt that they will go for Peter Obi's criminal and his dirtiness. They said they can live with it. But what I do not understand is this: why can't we simply go for breakup of Nigeria, or maybe look for someone that does not have any of this criminal past, something dirty about them? I'm not saying that any of those contestants that eventually became candidates and even the president-elect, I'm not saying they are free from criminal activities. Many of them are stained with a lot. And when I say a lot. Even Peter Obi himself is not clean. But to an extent, Peter Obi was able to show to some people what he could do, different from these everyday criminals that we know. That does not mean Peter Obi could not have circumvented, cornered money, hid it somewhere. At least it's just one that we know. What if some other hackers break into some database and show to you more of what Peter Obi hid here and there? He said he didn't steal money. He said he left money. He took and he left. He took and he left. What about those ones who do not even leave anything at all. I'm sure you might want to grab on this and say, yes, yes, what about those ones? No, we should not live that kind of life anymore. Nobody has the right to steal anything and claim that at least I left something. If you thief, you must be dealt with. Let us hear more of what he has to say.
In Panama, he has a lot of property there. And then what God said we should not do in life is what he's doing. Himself article. And then like I didn't know that. So that's it. So going to court there's no good water. When you look at the book of 1 Samuel 18:10, when you look at the book of 1 Samuel 16, 17, 18, Saul decided to keep his own daughter in the house of David, thinking that anytime he's free, he will come and harm David. He's not happy. From that very day when they said Saul and David killed 10 million, then Saul killed 5 million. Since that day, he has not been happy with the boy. He was under the saving grace of what of Jonathan. Then David made him to, then he married the daughter of Saul. You know what happened to the son of Saul? In the book of 2 Samuel 6, from verse 4 to 11, he was dancing, the way David was dancing. When they brought the Ark of the Covenant, he was making jest of what? Of the king. Then the Lord caused the daughter of Saul. Then people of bad mind, what does Obasanjo need in life? There is no amount of rain fall on a leopard that can change his skin. He's a bitter human being. He's a bad man. He didn't know his left from his right. You remember, anything that affects Yoruba, he's always very mad about it. You know the Oputa, their old friend, the Oputa is the friend of his father, this and that. He make Oputa panic to make a lot of money through Oputa. The Charlie Boy father. And all the good thing he did in life, it was in Anambra and Imo, everything to the Igbo people. You remember when Goodluck Ebele was there, when he brought Okojo Wela? It was then the Igbo have their free thing of looting. Look at Alice Manduike. He's an Igbo person. No Yoruba can do what Alice did the other time. But Obasanjo is there. But when you look at one thing that we wrote here about Obasanjo, they said the day he was coming into this world, how many loads did he carry? How many bags did he carry along when he was coming? Then who received him when he was leaving his mother's leg? When he was coming out, who received him? And what do they tell him that he brought? Then why is he so worried about things of the world? The federal government built him a house, a mansion. They are paying, he took Obasanjo, the farm that we have. This is Kwakwaso. They said it cannot be anybody. Then you need to be very careful. You should settle down to spend the money you loot under Obasanjo regime and the rest. Then mind your utterances. And the Spirit of the Lord will reveal that you cannot be president in Nigeria. Then again, the northern part of the country will somewhat push you out and pray against blood pressure. And then shun the media interview. Then pray against bad side. Then because of this unguided utterances you made, but about the case between Yoruba and Fulani and Falaye and who kidnapped the Falaye's farm, then if you think you wanted to install another emir in Kano, you cannot do it. He's here. He's here. And today, can he be president? No. He only won one state. He only won what? One state. Then what they wrote about Obasanjo, it all is here. So, my brother, when you look at what Adeyinka grandson, what he said about Obasanjo, how he changed the Murtala, how he changed, where are we supposed to write Awolowo Airport? He made it Murtala Mohammed Airport. Then Ibiam Airport in Imo State. Then the one in Kaduna is their forefathers, they put his name. But Tinubu has to change this one now to Obafemi Awolowo International Airport. I want to see that one again. I want to see Nigeria, Yoruba man being a president. I've seen that. Even he has collected his certificate. Anything can happen.
even though he has collected his certificate of return as president-elect, anything can happen. Anything can happen. And that thing is what everyone has kept his or her fingers crossed. Particularly people who are obedient, or people who are articulated, or people who are emilocon. Everyone is keeping his or her finger crossed to find out what's going to happen during inauguration, after inauguration, and the years that follows. What are your thoughts about what Prophet TIBETAN has said? Do you concur? Do you agree? Do you think he's saying the mind of God, or simply, repeating what he wants to say? After all, there are a lot of them who claim God spoke to them. At this time and moment, people do not even know who God is speaking to anymore. And finally, was Peter Obi's mandate stolen or not? Drop it in the comment section. And what is the way forward? Like, share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're new here.